Welcome back.
Hello.
We're doing it. We're doing more Higurashi. Things are going badly for everybody.
What do you mean? Nothing's going wrong.
People are being grabbed by the hair, apparently. Shion is just like hanging there.
What?
That's a good shot.
That is a good shot.
The perspective of like just a little bit of Shion's eyes show the fear, and yeah, it's good.
It's just like the last few arcs if you watch those, Shion.
I have the entire first season on Higurashi on Blu-ray.
Can you believe that they put the different name for the second season? Who is the studio that ported it again?
Funimation did the voice acting, all the stuff. The company that distributed it in Australia was Siren Visual. Siren Visual did both seasons, so I have both of those on hand.
Just at all times, you just bring them with you everywhere.
But Funimation didn't pick up for the second season, so there is no English version of Kai onwards.
Here we go. Let's fucking go.
Good night,
Yikes.
Granny, and then she died. Rip.
Well.
Oh, she did.
That sure was an episode introduction.
That sure was impactful. I really felt the tension of that.
I don't know. I thought that was actually pretty alright.
I don't know. It was fine. I feel like the killing of Oreo could have been a little bit more intense there, but hey, no, it's fine. I liked the Shion Mion discussion. That was cool.
I'm trying to think, like, how would I have done the Oreo thing differently? Like, obviously, you know, internal monologue, as we will continue to say. Just trying to think, like, I don't know. There are fewer decisions at this point in the series that are surprising me about the pacing.
Sure.
Like, I think I've become more comfortable with how they're doing it.
Okay.
I don't know.
I feel like maybe showing a little bit more of Oreo's like fear, or maybe a few more moments of trepidation there might have been good, but
What would that really have added, though?
I don't know, just like a bit more impact, because she just kind of fell over. I don't know. I feel like it was just a really
I feel like the anticlimax is like a point to it, though. Like, not every scene has to build to like this intense over the top moment. I think that the like it's happened, the tension's off now is like a valuable thing to have in that scene.
I suppose. I guess we got plenty of time for Oreo to at least, get completely destroyed.
Yeah, like it depends on what they do from here, but I think that one of the things that the anime has been doing very well the whole way through is that it's been using moments of lack of tension probably better than the VN did. Like, its tense moments aren't as strong, but its, loose moments are much better. Thank goodness she got changed so that you could take her clothes.
So good. Well, at least this isn't a total butt shot. It's not too exploitive yet.
Pumped him with weird drugs.
Menacing eyebrows.
What the fuck is that?
She got some Kill eyebrows going on right there.
It looks like a completely different character.
Yeah, her neck is like really thin. I think. Oh God.
No, her face is really small.
The face isn't.
It's small and off to the side.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that her neck is appropriately sized, but it has been tiny for the entire anime.
You're right. Many of the necks have been small and elongated strangely, but I definitely think she needs to get some proper clothes on. Just in general.
What is that face?
She's being menacing. Don't mock her menacing face, all right? Not everyone's as good at it as us. Look at that. She's so scary. The way her pupils are like dropping below her like eye level. Terrifying.
You know, I feel very comfortable doing like very insane voices, but I've never acted insane like physically.
No, it's good fun.
Well, let me rephrase that. Like, I don't think I have quite the same control of my face when it comes to like looking deranged as I do the sound of my voice. Oh, would you look at that? She's dead.
Rip. Yeah, I know. I mean, I have some experience with that sort of thing, and I had a great time doing it, but I wouldn't do it all frequently. I think that in order to like get the proper control to like look properly insane and like do all that sort of stuff, get all the nuances right, you really have to spend a lot of time like getting into character and like learning how to like portray it properly, that sort of shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
to like really get Stanislavski up in there.
It's like how you know, it takes a very specific kind of skill and intelligence to portray a dumb character authentically.
Sure.
Like,
her face.
This is terrible.
Just don't.
It's just terrible.
It's over too. Is it done? Are we done here?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Her butt. Look, at least her butt is well animated, okay? Her butt is officially more well animated than her face. I approve.
What is going on?
Baka. God damn, what a tsundere.
I love that it looks like her blush is like glowing in the dark.
Yeah. She's a source of light. Literally. I do like that we're like taking our time with this though. We didn't just like zoom through this and say, "Oh, I killed Oreo and then I went out on the town." Like Miyakashi, I think, has the most episodes, and so we get the most time to like sit with Shion here at least, to kind of have these conversations, which I like.
Was that a fucking pun?
I think so.
I'm curious. They actually going to establish how this thing is hidden?
Maybe we'll see. But it seems to be one of the cells. Yeah. Are you a yandere?
This is terrible.
I mean, that's basically what's happening here. We've missed all of the inner monologues to like fully understand what's going on. So it's just, are you killing the people who like kept you away from Satoshi? Is that what's happening here?
See, when I initially pictured this room, I might have described this before.
You thought it was much smaller, right?
I thought it was much smaller, but I thought the well was in the middle.
I agree. I also thought the well was in the middle, which is funny because I've watched this. Yeah, like my memory was that it was a great big well in the center, which is a bit weird.
I think we definitely did discuss this the first time it showed up.
Yeah, for sure. She is just kicking that old granny.
Come on, just hurry up. Just tip it down the well.
She's got to have her little tantrum, okay? She's going to have her little...
Thank goodness they once again animated the shadows on her butt.
That's what is important. You need to see the creases on her butt so you understand the form of her buttocks. That's what's important here, okay? Have you watched Higurashi? That's the whole point of the story.
It's true.
My butt's a king.
None of the emotions in this story matter. It's all about the romance.
Are you telling me? You told me you can't have emotions when thinking about butts? Well, anyway. Get out of here.
I mean, no, not really.
Okay. Whatever, dude.
If you have emotions when you're looking at butts, it's just made up.
Okay. It's all lies?
It's just lies.
It's all
lying to yourself.
It's all yandere lies. Done. Like this one. We have our new target. Here we go.
What? But we haven't had the scene yet.
Which scene? What?
The meeting?
No, we haven't.
I hope we don't skip that.
I don't think we will. Yeah, it's the emergency meeting at 5 in the Shrine of Slemmy room. That's that one. That's that scene. We're all good. We're all good. Oh, there's another phone.
Did she just jump up and down on the spot to make the sound of her feet?
Yes. She just
my goodness, is this foreshadowing the beginning of Arc 6 right now?
It absolutely is. He's in that coffee shop thing. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, pink bag.
Pink bag, that's the fucking
it's the
phone, you idiot.
Oh, I thought it was a bag. I was so excited. So it's a cute pink phone. Just Shion against the whole world.
Oh no, not Keiichi.
Best boy. Is this an internal monologue, but outside of your mouth? So it's an external monologue?
But we already had some internal monologuing there, Ben.
But now we have an external monologue. I mean, now it's internal again because she's not speaking on screen. But she was speaking out loud.
That's an excellent question. Fucking answer it. God damn it.
Don't answer it. It's a trap. It's a trap, Ryukishi. We will never know how old any of the characters are definitively, and that is okay by me. They're all 18. Done. And once again, we're at the point where we're now seeing Keiichi's events from Watanagashi, but from Shion's perspective, as she leaves him with an impending sense of crisis over and over again.
She better fucking say it.
I don't think she will.
She better fucking say it.
I don't think she will. He's left with an impending sense of crisis, at least, but I don't think she said it. We don't get that famous line. Just like we won't get bitch and Satoshi.
Was that actually iconic at all, or is that just us reacting to the line?
I mean, it's mostly you.
Right.
It's mostly you. But yeah, that's just a line.
I was trying to give you a little bit of credit, but you just threw it aside. Is my credit worthless to you?
Look, sometimes I just got to prop you up because I know you don't get it very often on the show. You're often dragged down by me, by the story, by the audience. Sometimes, Felix needs a little bit of a win. But I give you that one. You're welcome.
It's great complaining for 18 some episodes about there being no internal monologue and then immediately going, man, internal monologue's boring when they actually give it to us.
Well, I feel like it's because they're the actual interesting stuff is happening in the background while the monologue is happening. I don't know.
Internal monologue does just suck.
Yeah.
It's very hard to pull it off in a compelling way.
In a visual medium, especially in an animated medium like this, I definitely think it's difficult to slip in there.
It also because it tends to be accompanied by lack of animation.
Yes.
It just looks really lazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we had that fancy shot of was it Satoshi sliding between Sadako and Shion or something ridiculous like that?
Yeah.
A couple episodes ago. You have those moments, you have the internal monologue, but you put something visually interesting on screen, metaphorically represent the mind space.
Yeah.
But the anime doesn't really succeed at that, for sure. I should find a show that actually does that very well, because it's gonna be a show that's known for that.
It's a trap, don't go!
Kimio should know you are the best of us. Don't drink the green tea. We got all our wishes. There is more internal monologue. The pacing has slowed down, which is good.
Is it though?
I don't know. It's we get more time to have these full conversations, I guess, which is nice.
Here we fucking go. Here we
Demon time.
Go. Ah, there it is.
Oh,
there's
no.
the thinger.
You flipped her kill switch.
I'm not gonna, nope.
Not gonna comment on anything about any Y words.
Inappropriate and cruel.
Yeah. That's what we're known for on this show, being inappropriate and cruel.
That is true.
You more cruel and me more inappropriate. It makes sense. That's why we work so well together. Uh-oh. Your motherfuckers be lying.
Why you always lying?
Why you always taking my nails? The scars may have healed, but the memories remain. Oh, scary eyes. Changed her voice, too. Oh, my goodness.
Quite drastically.
It's almost like she's a different person.
That's nonsense.
She's like some kind of demon. Oh!
They have baths in the morning. They're filthy.
They're disgusting. They sleep in their filth. Could you imagine that? There was like a divide in the town of like people who shower in the morning and who showers at night. Like, get out of here.
Dude, I had a fucking shower last night and then got up and went about my day without having a fucking bath in the morning.
Yeah.
And I've been feeling awful all day.
Oh.
The Japanese just do it wrong.
It's no good. I almost left the house this morning without having my morning shower, but I decided I'd take the later bus, be 5 minutes late to work, and be clean. And I think it paid off. It feels so
if
much
only
cleaner.
we didn't have, droughts here in Australia and didn't have to worry about how much water we use.
If only we just shower every time of the day. Morning and night.
Just gonna pretend I didn't fucking hear that.
Mr. Tomitaki and
Mr. Tomitaki.
Mr. Tomitaki. Mr. Tomitaki, I want to talk to you.
It's like this is why when we fucking translate things into goddamn English, we should get rid of the honorifics as much as we can.
It's true. Yeah, I know. I was chatting to someone about Kikonia. Someone was like complaining that they took honorifics out, which was interesting to see.
Rubbish.
Yeah.
It's a good choice. Shout out to Witch Hunt. Good people.
It's true.
I don't know if I've quite reached the point where I can call Chrono Trigger friend, but we do chat.
There we go.
Let's go.
Welcome back to the thing.
It's the same episode.
I know, but like, welcome back to the next episode, next party episode.
Oh, I'm going to cut that.
Okay.
But I can't cut that now because it's a bit.
It's true.
Fuck. That's why we just can't talk to each other.
It's true. I can't say anything without fear of deadly reprisals from the chat. This is why people get doxxed. This is how it starts.
Yeah, who could be doing that, I wonder?
Quippy and so ominous. The same shot from one Nagashi, I wonder. Somebody cross-reference that. Wow, cold. She's eating a popsicle. Look how little she cares. Making me hungry. Ooh, love the shadow work. That's good.
Yeah, thank goodness that they did two shadows, her breasts and her arm.
I wasn't going to comment on the gigantic ball of shadow that was her breast shadow, but thank you, Felix. Say I'm inappropriate.
I honestly hadn't noticed until you said nice shadow work, and then I was like, what is that second shadow?
I noticed it. I wasn't going to say anything, you monster. Come on now. Can't help it. She got them shadow boobs. Oh, dear.
It's kind of odd. I feel like I remember arcs 1 through 3 better, even though we did them so much longer ago.
Yeah. Maybe. I know you've had more time. I mean, you've had more time to go over them, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I feel it's also that we did Higurashi since I started working like full time.
This is true. That is when it began, the Great Crunch. The Great Crunch of 2019. God, what month was that? Do you remember? Do you know what month that was?
What, when I started working?
Yeah.
Full time was May.
May, damn. It's been some time since then.
But I first started doing work at my current workplace in January.
Nice. There you go. And now Kimiyoshi is trapped like a rat in a cage. Like an octopus in an aquarium. Like a cat chasing a smaller cat.
Why are we only telling 3 truths?
Well, you gotta start somewhere. Shun is rough. How'd she learn how to operate this stuff? Like, it's not that complicated, I guess. It's just like a winch lever situation, but like, did somebody teach her how to use this? Did Kesai teach her?
I don't know.
Are there like manuals lying around that like tell you how to operate the devices? Like Sonozaki's first torture device. How to? Like, what's going on there?
I mean, I feel like most torture devices would have existed pre-general education in the first place.
It's true,
and thus wouldn't be particularly complicated mechanisms.
I suppose so.
Like, this
Even
is
a child
just
could
a
do
strap
it.
with a chain and a winch.
No, I mean, I agree, but still, like, it's... I feel like there should be locks and, like, I don't know, some kind of... Something to stop kids from just walking in the torture chamber and using them.
You mean the 2 massive fucking doors and the fact that it's hidden?
No, more than that. More than that. Don't let Shion use the Iron Maiden. Have we covered the fact
that Shion didn't know that this existed until recently?
It's terrible. And now everybody knows. Everybody knows what this damn thing is.
But why would there be a scapegoat, Shion? What possible reason could there be for that?
Who knows? It's magic.
Whoa, big accusations, Kimiyoshi. He seems really confident considering his situation right now.
Yeah. Look, he's a ballsy guy, you know? He's an old man, but he's got guts. Guts and balls.
If only
That's
Oreo
a good question. You'd make a great journalist.
If only Oreo was around. You could eat the corpse. It's the secret corpse bit. There it is. Ladder and everything.
I feel like that illusion would immediately collapse if you just shone a light from a lower height than your head.
Oh, here we go.
That is a very peculiar way of setting that up.
She saw her in shadow, and she thought it was Satoshi. Oh, it's blending. It's kind of cool. I like the backlit, the backlit look they're giving Shionia. Ah, you ruined your own illusion, you dummy. I would comment on that, but I'm not really sure what I could add to a woman railing against the bars of the cell that her twin sister is held in.
Here, let me do the typical React channel thing. Whoa, that went from 0 to 100 real quick.
Oh my goodness, she's gonna kill someone, some crazy person. What? Done.
There we go. We've done it. Our reactions.
We've become a reaction channel.
What the fuck?
Those transitions! They're always so comical! Because you know that she can't actually be doing that, or else Keiji would see it. It's impossible. Rena would definitely see it. All right, Keiji's a dummy, but Rena's perspective. Perceptive, even. Get him, Rena.
Is that just exactly the same animation from Onakakashi?
I don't know. I've definitely seen that, the like hot eyes, that is a GIF many times as a reaction shot. Image, reaction image.
Maybe that's where I've seen it before.
Yeah, you've definitely seen it before. Ren has a lot of those, but that one's like a particularly popular one.
Yep, still just
It's
that same old shot. And they're off. Oh, here we go. This is fucking suspicious.
What are you doing with Rika? Don't bully the Rika. She gets enough bullying as it is.
What? It isn't just a decoration. What does that even mean? No. No.
God damn it. Have you not been reading Ryuki's story, Higurashi, about repentance and sin?
I don't think Rika's into VNs.
No, I think, look, Rika's totally to VNs. She's read Higurashi. That's the whole premise. Straight up what's happening right now. Shion needs to read Higurashi.
Oh, I see what we're getting at here. Yeah, no, she doesn't seem like she'd be into it either.
Why not?
It hit too close to home.
She needs to learn about the power of friendship and forgiveness.
Doesn't she already do that at the end of this arc?
Maybe that's what happens. Maybe that's what happens when she, like, falls from the building. She, like, sees Higurashi played in her mind. All 300 hours of it.
Just all at once.
Yeah. That's
interesting claim.
That's a lie.
Damn, get fucking told.
I don't believe in the supernatural in this murder mystery, Rika.
That's good.
Throw her on the ground.
Shion would be able to solve a fair play mystery, it seems.
Wow. There's some rapid fire slapping going on.
I'm confused.
Why are you confused?
Is she just telling Rika that she's going to murder her?
I think so.
Well, it sure is a fucking amateur move.
But otherwise, why would Rika even go to Shion Sasaki residence?
What is happening right now?
Why would she even go there if she didn't have the whole plot spelled out?
I know what's happening, and I'm still not following what Shion's monologue is going on about.
She's just being overtly, like, declarative about everything for the sake of us and the Rika scene.
Whoa!
She got a knife. She ready to go to war. Well, that is a face.
I suppose actually stabbing a knife that deep into the floor wouldn't be that hard in, like, traditional Japanese homes.
Yeah, just like a little wooden floor. Probably rotten from the inside anyway.
That's just silly, Ben.
What? It's
Wood
a
doesn't
metaphor.
rot.
It's a metaphor for the Sonozaki family being rotten from the inside.
Ah, I see.
Falling apart and shit. What's that? This is Rika at the door. See, that's why we had to tell her everything. This is my notice to evict you from this house. You will come with me now. I am the Rika police.
Oh, I'm so excited for this scene.
Hope you're ready. Shion's got a gun. Rika's got a soy bottle.
It just looks so fucking careless. Like a full second there.
Oh, like, poor Rika. What is this show? What is happening? What is she trying to do? Who knows? She's trying to maybe throw you off guard. Now, don't reveal. God damn it, anime.
To
Give us
reveal
the
what?
close up of like Rika's serious face. Get out of life.
I don't even think that's what that's supposed to be.
I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
Well, no.
It's
That
it being
shot,
like-
that shot, absolutely. But like the whole scene of them walking in her matching footsteps.
Yeah.
Why can't that just be a game? It's just a fucking kid's game.
I mean, because Rika has pepper spray or whatever the fuck that was, She's clearly trying to lull Shion into a false sense of security so she can do this. Don't worry, Shion. It's just a marker. She's just trying to draw Hinamizawa's biggest dunce on your face. Don't worry about it.
That's true. I cannot argue with this whatsoever.
I wouldn't argue.
Get the fucking taser.
Well, I mean, it could be worse.
You know, I feel as though we're missing a lot...
Tension? Escalation?
A lot of foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing? Yeah. Go newspaper attack. Got him. Damn. Quit kicking her.
That's a bad place to inject someone with a needle.
Should go him in the neck.
No.
No? What's the best place to inject him then?
Oh, kind of like, you know where you get like your shots.
On the shoulder.
I mean, shoulder's a choice.
Yeah.
You just want a nice, easily accessible vein.
No, give him the neck.
Like, I mean, I'm sure the wrist probably works, but, it's just dodgy. I feel like that line wasn't necessary.
Nah, I like it.
No, because like the whole interesting thing about this scene is that Shion doesn't bring up the torture thing at all, and then Rika's like, right. I don't want to be tortured by you.
Yes, you're right. You're right. In terms of Rika's line, it definitely detracts.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea of that line.
Why did she walk the whole way around her? There was a wall right next to you.
Because she had to go over there. She had to be near the exit for symbolism reasons.
The key word again is really missing from that sentence, at least in this translation.
Hmm. Oh, here we go. It's the opening to Act 2.
Well, there you go. There was our punch-in.
There we go. That's where all the budget went. Although that was also from Act 2, so really it's like, it's whatever, really. It's the same budget from before, just copy-pasted over. Still, it's a good death.
Man, it's going to be hard to get the blood out of that shirt.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that Mion has no other clothes. Whoa, hold on. You still haven't killed Keiichi.
It's true. Does he cover up with a newspaper? I guess that's going to suck up all the blood.
Is it?
I think that's the plan.
I can't really say I've cleaned up many corpses in my time.
I haven't cleaned up, like, a lot of blood. I feel like tissues is usually my go-to if there's, like, blood everywhere.
Here we go. Here comes the zoom in.
So then you get those, like, soft
tissues.
Whoa,
that's not a zoom in.
That's a pan, sort of.
It's so bad.
I don't know why. It's just like it feels like a very anime shot, but it has none of the impact.
I know.
Any like motion lines or something. I don't know.
Like one of the key things of the anime style, as far as I've always been aware, is that it's like a very dynamic visual.
Sure.
But there's just nothing dynamic about
There's
that.
no motion. There's no like interesting motion happening.
Yeah.
It's all very simple.
There's also like no fluidity to it. It's very stilted.
It's all lots of cuts. Cuts to like stilted like focus shots and things like that.
Well.
Yeah, we did it.
Go.
We made it. We made it almost to the end of Meikashi.
Ugh.
We did it.
What a fun time.
Yeah. I'm enjoying it. Anything else to say before we move on to the finale of Meikashi?
I don't know. Like, I feel as though, I mean, as evidenced by how little is in this commentary track about this, I had the least to say about that of anything so far.
I don't know. I feel like the scenes are more like, in some ways, like closer. Like there's more of the like the same dialogue, I definitely think that it slows down, which is nice. Like the pacing is a little bit more similar. I think that the lack of, as you say, like dynamic animation shows more, especially since we're getting these like, they're just like in buildings, like in the Sonozaki residence, like it is particularly interesting to look at. I don't know, like it just feels like we're going through the motions at this point. I feel is like the best way to put it. We're going through the scenes, but there isn't really a lot of like interesting flair going on. Certainly not anything that we haven't seen already. I think that it's definitely not as interesting to look through from a like, we've seen the VN, now watch the anime perspective.
Yeah.
I think it was fine when I watched it the first time.
I think the other interesting thing is that like a lot of the complaints that I could raise about the visuals and the like aesthetic of the show, I feel wouldn't really be a problem in a like live action show. Like there's a lot of the subtleties of the performances that are just kind of lost.
Yeah, I think they're not really taking advantage of the animation in the ways that they should be. Like my favorite moments, I feel like, are the like incredibly detailed shots, or the moments in the club games where they have really exaggerated faces and things like that. I think that any time in the show where, particularly during the horror, that they really try to lean into that, we get horseface Shion, right? Like I don't feel like those moments where they try to be as like exaggerated and interesting actually work. I wonder if a different director could have put a bit more of a spin on it. Like, let's get Geno Uebuchi in here. I guess he's more of a writer. I don't actually know. Is he a director and a writer? I know he's a writer.
I'm
point
curious.
Is, get him in here.
We probably want to do it on the show, but I am curious to see how like the live action adaptations have done these sorts of things.
It was a bit awkward.
Yeah, because like from my limited, experience with those live action adaptations, it looks really fucking clunky.
Yep, it was very jank. I know there's a scene in particular where it's Rika like running out to hug Keiichi, but it like they're the same age or like
it looks shot like a game show.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the director knew what they were doing at all. It's
the kind of thing where like I mean most of my experience with like this kind of drama and very psychological horror is from like particularly the European and Scandinavian style ones.
Sure,
that do this kind of thing. I don't know if there's actually an abundance of that in Scandinavia, or if it's just an abundance of that gets ported to, Australian TV, but there definitely feels like there's an abundance of it. And I think that their style of like very cold, slow-paced horror would very much serve the way that Higurashi is written to some extent.
Yeah, maybe.
Like it'd obviously still need to find some solution to the monologue problem.
I mean, I feel like, maybe this is a personal taste thing, but I just would like to see, in replace with the monologue scenes, replacement for like these long, static situations that we're getting where we just kind of go over the dialogue for the scene. I feel like some more artsy stuff would have been great. Like some like, Shion falls into her mind and she sees like, so she's standing there and he's in a bed of thorns and it's like, but I'll get pricked on the thorns or some, like, I don't have anything good right now, but like,
I think that's like,
I would like to see some of that stuff as just like a 30-second, not soundscape, but the visual version of that, just like this metaphorical, like dreamscape thing, just to like represent what's going on.
I kind of agree, but at the same time, that
it doesn't have to be super overblown, but just like
like the way you're describing it is very cheesy. Like I think
I know I haven't got like a good example in my head, but like
I don't know.
I would like to see more of the visual language being used to communicate the themes and communicate what Shion is feeling and thinking. Is what I'm trying to say.
I think that you're imagining it in a very anime context, which is not what I'm doing. What I'm picturing is more like the, I guess, Hollywood style blocking where like when someone uncomfortable is in the scene, you have like things obscuring them in the frame to make it feel like they don't really fit in the scene, and a lot more of the like
you're talking about like more
visual
stuff.
presentation.
Yeah, for sure.
Because in my opinion, when you get like completely on the nose with like, oh, it's a dreamscape with thorns and shit,
look,
like
I like that stuff.
It feels on the nose, and
I mean, it's also like crazy anime shit.
Well, yeah. And I mean, like, obviously that's not particularly what I enjoy about things.
Sure.
it's obvious we're coming at it from very different.
I mean, I'm imagining. I know you haven't seen Madoka Magica, but I'm just thinking about the way that show communicates horror. It's even difficult to describe how that show like portrays all the like fucked up characters and situations. But it's just like very abstract art. All of these like collages of monsters and creatures and like faceless forms and things like that. And I really enjoy that sort of artsy stuff. I think that a little bit more of that, like even just the stuff that was in the OP, but like remixed and like brought into the actual show, I think would have helped it greatly.
I agree in principle, but I am imagining your idea of the execution is far less subtle than mine.
Probably. That's fine.
But hey, you know.
The point is, use the visual medium. That's the point that we're like both harping on.
Yeah.
Even if we both, as you know, if we were both directors of this show, obviously we'd have very different styles. But like the visual kind of half of the show is not being used as well as it should. Like we've been complimenting the sound design at least. Like that's been pretty solid so far, I think. But the animation and the visual nature of it, like it's not just poorly animated, it's like it's unimaginative.
Yeah. I think the number one thing that could really help this show, just like in a quick run over, would just be color grading. Like,
sure.
In my experience with anime, they're like pretty fucking allergic to color grading. Like this has kind of done it a bit with like, oh, now we're in a yellow light because it's by candle or some shit. But I've rarely, if ever, seen an anime use a color grade as an aesthetic choice rather than like a realistic interpretation.
Sure.
Like if you look particularly at a lot of modern, you know, cinema style production, there's like some really fucking intense color choices going on. Like The Matrix, it's just green. Everything is green.
Yeah.
But you kind of accept it because it's used in a particular way. And then when it cuts out to, you know, outside the Matrix, it's got a much more blue and kind of warm color palette.
Sure.
It, you know, it does something that I really think would be the quickest way to add some, you know, more interesting visuals to this show.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let us know in the comments if any anime shows out there that use color grading in a particularly interesting way. Just off the top of my head, I haven't watched the show, but I know that Monogatari has a lot of weird color stuff going on. It has a lot of those sequences, I think, as well, that I would like to see in this show. There's a lot of like psychological horror stuff going on.
I mean, don't get me wrong, color grading is very hard to use with like cel-shaded animations because one of the reasons color grading works is because of a higher dynamic range, which is why it's become so much more prominent in modern cinema than it used to be.
Right.
So like it doesn't intrinsically work in anime, but I think that this is a show that probably could take advantage of it because it does have a more, you know, toned down visual where, you know, the colors being slightly off wouldn't stick out as much.
The more like realistic kind of shuffle would be, it would make more sense there.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Next time.
Next time.